All right, guys. England football team last night was absolutely awesome. 4-0 win against Ukraine. We're now in the semi-finals of the Euros 2020. That was an awesome result, awesome performance. Probably in all the times that I've been watching England, I've been supporting them since probably the '86 World Cup. I think that's the first one I remember. Um, and we've always kind of just got so far and then bombed out. We've built up this story about the team and English football, how we kind of get so far and then we just kind of we choke and we lose it at the crucial moments and stuff. We lose penalties and all these different things. It's kind of just over time, just gradually kind of got into our mentality in terms of the team, the management, the supporters, the pundits, and everything. And they still kind of talk in that manner, some of them. But I think this team's different, and I've seen that not just in this tournament, but they've been talking about that in this tournament, um, and not even really the World Cup two. Was it 3 years ago now? 3 years ago, where we got to the semis against Croatia and lost. I felt it before then, even that the mentality of this particular team is starting to build. It's like even though that some of them are quite young, it's starting to build. We're starting to get momentum. We're starting to feel like we're winners a little bit more. There are winners within that team, that youth level and stuff like that. So um, I've felt this for a little while now. That mentality that we've kind of built up over time, um, believing that we're kind of a bunch of losers and we always choke, is sort of the same mentality that we built up for many, many years in terms of the tennis at Wimbledon. We went, what was it, 70 odd years, 75 years or something before Andy Murray um, kind of got over the line and won Wimbledon. And we have that same mentality to a certain extent with our judo team. We haven't had an Olympic gold medal in judo yet, and we've been so close on a lot of occasions, and we haven't got over the line. We've had people with potential to win a gold medal, and we haven't been able to achieve it. And I think that's a similar thing. A few years ago, with the England football team, we had some of the best players on the planet. We had your Beckhams and your Rooneys and Ferdinands and Lampards, and we had some great players, Shearers and all sorts. We had some really, really good players, but again, we were unable to get over the line. Which, when you think about the clubs that these players played for and the medals and trophies and cups that these teams won, it kind of seems strange that they weren't able to then do that in an England shirt. And I think it's all just literally down to this mentality. Now, as a competitor in judo, somebody who did have a lot of good attributes and a lot of good qualities, but struggled a little bit mentally, I can recognise a lot of them things. And I do believe if I'd have had more training on the mental side, if I'd have had a little bit more of if I'd have had a slightly better story and I was able to kind of then put together a story that I've got about myself now that I didn't have back then, I believe I could have done a lot, or I could have achieved way, way more as a competitor. Now, there was an interview before the game last night, and they were talking to Raheem Sterling, and he was talking about something his agent had said to him, which was your brain is okay, your brain can be your biggest weakness, or it can be your greatest strength, something along them lines. And I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was really, really good. And I posted that on my Instagram and on Facebook as well, because that really struck a chord with me, and I kind of thought, yeah, no, that really makes sense, because it can stand in your way or it can help you. And I think in the past, our teams, all the sports that I've just mentioned, that has been in the way. Whereas with this team, I think they're actually using their mentality to help them, and I think they're now starting to find a belief that leadership's brilliant, the team spirit is brilliant, the quality is brilliant, the depth is brilliant, and everything seems to be slotting into place. And when you've got all those things, I believe we're going to either go on and win this tournament, or if we don't, I believe we're going to win the World Cup is it next year now, isn't it? I believe we will actually, or certainly have the potential. And if we don't, I believe we'll win something after that. I don't believe that we're gonna get a certain way and then choke again. And we're now, more consistently starting to get to the further stages of the big tournaments, and gradually that will build confidence. Okay, now the reason I'm telling you this, some of you I appreciate might hate football, and I know what it's like. People say, "Oh, football is a load of rubbish," just like a load of men sort of running around, or ladies kicking a ball, a bag of air into a net. What's the point? However, when you look at their journey, the team, the journey of the team, you look at how they're building up and they're starting to find that belief. That's a real good lesson that I believe we can all take for our own lives, because it mirrors my life. I can really recognise a lot of the differences in how I used to be and how I am now, to how the England team used to be and how they are now. How Andy Murray kind of was thrown in like one of the sort of like nearly men, and then he sort of got over the line, and then he become a winner. And I think that transition is happening with our football team, and I believe that can happen as human beings as well. We can think of ourselves as how we used to be. I used to be not a loser, but I used to be someone who didn't achieve much, or somebody who used to struggle mentally or whatever. And now I've changed my story, and now I'm this person instead, and I'm now able to achieve this, and have less fear about kind of going out and doing that. And that's what they've spoken about with our football team. They're playing without fear, and I think that's what a lot of the teams had in the past. That's why the likes of the Beckhams and the Rooneys and the Ferdinands and Lampards and Shearers, they didn't get over the line, because they were playing with that burden of the England team on top of them. So that's the message today, really. I try and relate everything that I talk about to happiness, regardless of whether I'm talking about judo or martial arts in general, or football or sport, or anything really, MMA. I try and relate it all back to us and our lives, and how we can improve. So if you like today's message, and hopefully that has helped you, then please give the video a thumbs up, and please subscribe, and I'll make another video another time. Cheers everyone.